small victories and recurring doubts. The first weeks after making the decision were filled with conflicting emotions. He noticed small changes in his own feelings. He no longer reacted instantly to every little thing that reminded him of the betrayal. Each shared dinner, each sincere conversation about the day became a small victory, a symbol that their relationship could begin to heal. Small victories. One morning, he woke earlier than his wife and saw a note she had left on the table. "Good morning. Thank you for being here. Today, let's try to relax together." This small gesture brought a smile to his face. He realized that trust is built gradually, and even the tiniest steps matter. They began spending evenings together without discussing the past, just time for conversation, laughter, and shared activities. Each evening felt like a small victory. He saw that they could be together without constant tension or fear. Recurring doubts. But rebuilding trust is never linear. After several weeks of relative calm, doubts resurfaced. He caught himself thinking, what if she betrays me again? Can I really trust her? One evening, when she was delayed at work, his heart began to race, and his mind conjured the worst scenarios. He sat on the couch, closed his eyes, and felt old fears slowly rising again. "Here come these thoughts again," he whispered to himself. "Will I ever be able to let go of this pain?" He realized that doubts are a natural part of the healing process. They did not mean all was lost. Rather, they signaled the need to keep working on himself and on their relationship. Working on himself. To cope with these doubts, he continued therapy. The psychologist helped him separate emotions from facts, analyze his own reactions, and learn methods of self-regulation. He learned to observe his feelings without rushing to conclusions or responses. When fear and anger arise, the psychologist said, don't fear them. They do not define your future. They are signals to work with them consciously. He also began practicing meditation and simple breathing exercises, which helped calm both body and mind. Each day he managed to remain calm before a surge of doubt. He felt a small victory over the inner storm. Mutual support. His wife also noticed his struggles. She tried not to push, but offered support. Every "I'm here" or "I understand" felt like a breath of fresh air. They learned to listen to each other without judgment, to discuss fears and doubts without blame. One evening, after a difficult day at work, he opened his heart. "Today has been hard. I'm afraid I won't be able to trust." She took his hand and said, "I understand, and I'm ready to walk this path with you." These words carried weight, because they were not just words, they were real acts of support, confirming her willingness to change and work on the relationship. Recognizing progress. Gradually, he began to notice that even small steps mattered. They no longer argued over trivial matters and started finding time for shared walks and hobbies. He saw that trust could be rebuilt, slowly but surely, and that his own emotions could be managed and developed. Each small victory was a step toward a deeper understanding of himself and his needs. He realized that rebuilding a relationship is a marathon, where it is important not only to reach goals but also to learn to appreciate each step along the way. Deep forgiveness and rebuilding connection. Gradually, his heart began to feel relief. The inner storms of anger and doubt no longer controlled his daily life. Instead, he opened himself to forgiveness, not only for his wife, but for himself as well. The beginning of true forgiveness. One evening, they sat together in the living room, where the soft lamp light created a warm, peaceful atmosphere. He felt that the moment had come to open up completely. "I want to tell you that I am ready to forgive. Not just in words, but truly in my heart. I understand that we are both human, and mistakes can be a part of life. I want to let go of this pain and move forward together." She listened silently, then slowly nodded, feeling the sincerity in his words. Her eyes were filled with tears, but these were tears of relief, not of pain. "Thank you," she whispered. "I also want to move forward and do everything I can to make you feel trust and safety with me." These words marked the beginning of a new stage in their relationship. Forgiveness was no longer just an abstract idea. It became something tangible, felt, and reflected in every interaction between them. Rebuilding emotional connection. Through everyday little things, they gradually rebuilt their emotional bond. Every shared laugh, every act of care became a symbol that the relationship could be nurtured anew. He noticed that even simply holding her hand during a walk brought him a sense of security and closeness. Every touch, every shared word strengthened their mutual trust. "I love that we can laugh together again," he said one evening. "It feels like a small miracle after everything that happened." She smiled. "Yes, and I appreciate it. We're both working on this and it makes us stronger." Feeling a new closeness. One evening, while sitting together and discussing weekend plans, he felt a true sense of closeness, not the illusory closeness that existed before the betrayal, but a deep one, strengthened by understanding and forgiveness. "I never thought this could be possible after everything," he said quietly. "But now I feel that we really can build our life together." She responded with an embrace. "And I feel the same. We went through the pain and found each other again." This moment became a symbol of a new beginning for both of them. They understood that rebuilding trust is not a single event, but a process that requires time, patience, and mutual support. New rules and mutual support. To maintain this new level of trust, they decided to create their own rules of mutual support. They agreed on 1. Regular open conversations, daily or weekly, to discuss emotions and experiences. 2. Transparency in communication, no hiding important events, questionable situations, or financial decisions. 3. Support during difficult moments, discussing fears and doubts without judgment. 4. Shared rituals, small daily traditions that remind them of care and mutual presence. These rules did not feel burdensome. On the contrary, they created a structure of safety and allowed both to feel that their feelings were valued and protected. Recognizing progress. Gradually, he noticed that the pain that once felt unbearable was losing its power. He no longer had to relive old hurts each time. He had learned to stop his thoughts, analyze them, and return to the present. "I see that we are truly moving forward," he said one evening. "And it's an incredible feeling, knowing that we are capable of rebuilding our relationship even after the hardest moments." She nodded, embracing him. "Yes, and I feel the same. We are stronger together because we have learned to listen and support each other." It was the moment when both of them realized, true forgiveness and the restoration of trust are possible if there is a willingness to work on oneself and on the relationship. Months passed, and both began to feel that their relationship was entering a new phase, one of stability. Unpleasant memories no longer controlled their actions, and doubts gradually gave way to a sense of security and mutual support. A sense of stability. In the mornings he would wake up and see his wife sleeping beside him, feeling calm and confident that this time their bond was truly stronger. He no longer needed to monitor her actions or analyze every word. Trust had become not an abstract concept, but a real part of their life. "I love that we can just be together," he said one morning. She smiled. "Yes, without fear or doubt. And this feeling is the most precious thing we've gained." Rediscovering joy. They began to notice small joys they had previously overlooked. Walks in the park, cooking dinner together, slow conversations before bed, all of it became part of their new life rhythm. One evening, while preparing dinner together, he felt that laughter and lightness had returned to their everyday life. They shared jokes, teased each other, and genuinely enjoyed their time together. "You know," he said, "I forgot how amazing it is to just laugh together. It feels incredible." She nodded. "Yes, and it became possible because of everything we went through together." Strengthening trust. Trust was no longer built on fear of loss or control. It was the result of joint effort and openness. They continued to follow their rules of mutual support, but now these rules felt like a natural part of life, not an obligation. They had learned to turn to each other not only for explanations, but for support. "I'm having a hard day," he would say. "I'm here," she would reply. "I just need a little time to calm down." "Okay, I'll wait," she would say. These simple phrases created an invisible safety net that strengthened their relationship every day. Restoring physical intimacy. With the restoration of trust came the return of physical closeness. They no longer felt tension or doubt during hugs or kisses. Every touch affirmed that they were truly together again, and that past mistakes did not define their future. "I never thought this could be possible after everything," he said one evening as they sat close together. "But it is possible," she replied, leaning against him. "We proved to ourselves that we can rebuild everything. Stronger together." The past was no longer a shadow over their relationship. It became a lesson that strengthened their mutual respect and willingness to support one another. They felt that they had grown stronger not in spite of trials, but because of them. They began planning the future together, from vacations to professional goals. And now every decision was made considering both of their perspectives, not just one. This new sense of partnership became the foundation of their stability. Recognizing personal growth. He noticed that he himself had changed. He had become calmer, more patient, and more aware of his own emotions. He had learned to accept difficult feelings without reacting impulsively and understood that true strength lies not in control, but in the ability to listen and support. "I see how much I've changed," he said, "and I'm grateful that we went through this together." She replied, "I'm grateful too. Now we're not just a couple, we're a team." Symbols of a new phase. To reinforce their stability, they introduced small symbols of this new phase. A daily gratitude ritual toward each other, discussing happy moments of the day, evenings without gadgets just to be together. These little things became symbols of their new life, a life where trust, respect, and love formed the foundation. "Every day when we do these little things," he said, "I feel like we are building something real and strong." She smiled. "And that feeling is the most precious." Complete emotional recovery. Months passed, and their relationship gradually stabilized. Most of the inner storms that once overwhelmed the man had subsided, leaving space for calm, gratitude, and genuine love. Feeling of inner freedom. One morning, he woke up without a heavy heart, without constant analysis or doubts. He realized that he was no longer burdened by the past and no longer lived in anticipation of mistakes in the future. "Man, I feel free." Wife, "Me too." It's an incredible feeling when the past no longer controls your present. This sense of freedom was not just relief, it was an inner victory over fear and pain. Awareness of personal growth. He noticed that he had changed not only as a husband but also as a person. His capacity for empathy, patience, and calm had grown significantly. He no longer reacted instantly to negative emotions, but could observe, analyze, and act consciously. "Man, I feel like I've become a better version of myself." Wife, "I see it every day. You've shown me that relationships can be safe and supportive even after the toughest trials." Strengthening mutual trust. They continued to maintain small rituals that had become symbols of their new life. Shared evenings, discussing feelings, mutual gratitude. Trust was no longer built on rules. It became a natural part of their lives. "Man, it feels like we've finally found true harmony." Wife, "Yes, and I'm so happy we did it together." Complete forgiveness. The man finally let go of pain and resentment. He understood that true forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting the past, but accepting it as a lesson and not allowing it to destroy the present. "Man, I don't feel anger anymore. I thank you that we managed to get through everything and stay together." Wife, "And I thank you for your heart, for your willingness to forgive and love." Restoring harmony. Their relationship reached a state of harmony where every gesture, word, and glance confirmed mutual love and support. They were no longer afraid to open up to each other and could fully be themselves. They learned to listen, appreciate the little things, and support each other in every aspect of life, emotional, physical, and spiritual. "Man, I feel like we're truly a team now." Wife, "And that's the most important thing. We went through everything and became stronger together." Symbols of a new life. They created their own symbols of a renewed life, shared traditions, gadget-free evenings, daily expressions of gratitude to each other. Every small thing reminded them of the trials they had overcome and the strength of their bond. "Man, every day with you is a reminder that we can build something real and strong." Wife, "And that feeling is the most precious." Planning the future together. After the pain of the past had receded and their relationship reached stability, the couple felt ready to look forward. They realized that if they wanted their new life to be strong and harmonious, they needed to build it consciously, together, rather than leaving it to chance or circumstances. Talking about the future. One evening, sitting at the table with cups of tea, the man began. Man, I want us to talk about our future, not today, but where we see ourselves in a few years. She nodded. Wife, yes, that's important. We've been through so much that now we can build a solid foundation. They started simply, sharing their dreams and goals. The man spoke about career plans, desires to travel, and learn new things. She shared her own dreams, from developing hobbies to strengthening family connections and participating in charitable projects. Man, we can support each other in every dream. Wife, yes, and do it together. Setting shared goals. They decided to make a list of shared goals for the coming years. 1. Financial stability and a shared budget. 2. Regular trips together and discovering new places. 3. Maintaining health and exercising together. 4. Developing spiritual and intellectual closeness through shared reading, discussions, and learning. 5. Participating in family and social events that strengthen their bonds with loved ones. Man, this gives us direction while also allowing us to act together. Wife, and at the same time, each of us keeps our individuality. Planning rituals together. They also agreed on weekly rituals to maintain connection and strengthen mutual trust. Device-free dinners, evening walks, time for open conversations, and daily expressions of gratitude to each other. Man, these rituals help us remember that we're a team. Wife, and that we value each other every day. Mutual support. The couple began actively supporting each other in every area: careers, hobbies, personal growth. They no longer saw competition or jealousy where doubts once existed. Man, it's very important to me that you know I'll always support your ideas, even if they differ from mine. Wife, and I will too. We are stronger together when we support each other. Openness to new opportunities. They decided to stay open to new opportunities and not fear change. The past taught them that life is unpredictable, but together they can overcome any challenges. Man, I want us not to be afraid to take new steps, even if they're scary. Wife, I'm with you. Together we can do anything. Symbols of a new future. To solidify their intentions, they introduced symbols of their new future: a shared goals planner, a travel photo book, and a box for notes with ideas for the future. Each symbol reminded them of the promises they made to each other and the effort invested in restoring trust. Man, every time we look at this, I feel like we're truly building something strong. Wife, and that's our happiness. Conclusion. Planning the future became for them not just a discussion of goals but an act of mutual love and respect. They realized that a relationship isn't only about the present, but about working together on the future. Man, I'm grateful that we can dream together and support each other. Wife, me too. That's the most valuable thing. Strengthening emotional and physical intimacy. After they had rebuilt trust and planned their future together, the couple realized that for complete happiness, it was important to strengthen not only their emotional bond but also their physical intimacy. Their life was already filled with understanding and support, but they longed for deeper harmony. Openness in feelings. One evening after dinner, the man asked, Man, I want us to talk about everything, even the things we couldn't before. Are you ready? Wife, yes. I want us to be as honest and open with each other as possible. They began sharing their fears, desires, and small joys that they had previously kept to themselves. Every candid word strengthened trust and created a sense of safety. Man, now I can talk about anything without fearing your judgment. Wife, me too. It's an incredible feeling to be fully understood. Mutual support in physical intimacy. They started paying more attention to physical closeness, not only as a sexual aspect, but as a way to express love and care. Small touches, hugs, and kisses became daily rituals. Man, every hug reminds me that we're together. Wife, I feel the same way. They realized that physical intimacy is not just about bodily pleasure but also about emotional connection, support, and mutual acceptance. Shared moments of intimacy. They decided to create shared moments of intimacy that brought them closer, relaxing evenings, shared baths, yoga or meditation sessions together. Each moment became a way to know each other more deeply. Man, I love that we can be together not only physically but spiritually. Wife, it makes us stronger. Discovering new aspects of each other. By deepening their emotional and physical closeness, they discovered new facets of each other, new desires, new interests, new ways to support one another. This not only enriched their relationship but also made each day more interesting and enjoyable. Man, I never thought I could feel such deep closeness. Wife, me neither. It's like we're discovering each other all over again. Understanding each other's needs. They began paying closer attention to each other's needs, not just physically, but in everyday matters, support during stressful times, noticing moods, small gestures of care. Each of these gestures strengthened their bond. Man, it's important to me that you know I always notice when you need support. Wife, me too. That's what makes our life harmonious. Symbols of deep closeness. They introduced symbols of deep intimacy, holding hands daily, hugs when leaving or returning home, little notes with compliments. Each symbol was a reminder of mutual love, attention, and support. Man, every time we hold hands, I feel our unity. Wife, I feel the same way. Conclusion. Strengthening emotional and physical intimacy became the culmination of their shared effort in the relationship. They realized that happiness doesn't come on its own. It must be created through mutual care, love, and support. Man, we've been through everything and are closer than ever. Wife, and that's our true happiness, she said, smiling. Summary and life lessons. After everything that had happened, the man realized that the greatest challenges could become a source of deep personal growth and strengthen a relationship. His journey from shock and anger to acceptance and harmony was not easy, but it taught him important lessons about love, trust, and mutual respect. Reflection on the past. Sitting in the evening light, he recalled the first days after discovering the betrayal. The emotions, pain, disappointment, anger, felt unbearably heavy, but they forced him to understand himself and his boundaries more deeply. Man, thinking, I realized that emotions, even negative ones, have meaning. They show what matters to me, what I value, and what I won't tolerate. He also understood that openness to communication and willingness to listen help overcome pain. Every conversation with his wife, even the hardest ones, provided new insight that a relationship could be restored if both were willing. Insights on trust. Trust is not something that can be regained instantly. It requires time, patience, and concrete actions. The man realized that betrayal doesn't necessarily mean the end of a relationship. What matters is that both partners are willing to work on rebuilding trust. Man, thinking trust is built through small actions every day. It doesn't disappear immediately if both are committed to change. The importance of working together on the relationship. Having gone through the pain, they learned that a relationship is ongoing work. Shared goals, rituals, and attention to each other's needs are not just whims. They are the foundation on which true closeness grows. Man, thinking, happiness doesn't come on its own. It must be created together every day. The value of emotional and physical intimacy. He also realized that true intimacy combines emotional and physical aspects. It is important to hear and see your partner, share emotions, and support them physically. A man, thinking, when emotions and physical closeness come together, the sense of unity is incredible. Advice for others. Reflecting on his experience, he compiled several pieces of advice for anyone in a similar situation. 1. Don't ignore your emotions. Allow yourself anger, disappointment, sadness. It's normal. 2. Be open to conversation. Even difficult topics can be discussed respectfully. 3. Give the relationship a chance to heal if both want it. Betrayal isn't always the end. 4. Build trust gradually. Small daily actions strengthen mutual respect. 5. Work on a shared future. Shared goals and rituals strengthen the bond. 6. Don't forget physical intimacy. It enhances emotional support and harmony. 7. Stay open to change and new possibilities. Life is unpredictable, but together it can be lived happily. Looking ahead, the man realized that his journey had changed him forever. He became more patient, attentive, and mindful in both his relationship and life in general. He also understood that love is not just about romance or pleasant moments. It's about effort, trust, and support during difficult times. A man thinking, I've learned to value the moment and to understand that true happiness is the result of shared effort, not random events. He felt gratitude toward his wife for walking this path together and toward himself for being able to endure the pain and open himself to something new. Man, thinking, we've been through everything and grown stronger. Now our future is not just promises, but real actions and daily support. Final thought. Life teaches us important lessons through challenges. The greatest value is not avoiding difficulties but finding opportunities to grow, strengthen relationships, and discover new horizons of love and mutual respect. A man, thinking, if I could give one piece of advice to someone in a similar situation, it would be this. Don't give up, listen to each other, and work on the relationship, because true love is worth every effort. And so, with peace in their hearts and harmony in their relationship, they looked forward, ready to live life together, cherishing every moment, every touch, and every word of love.